It's the simplest. Thank you, Mary. It's the simplest definition of OKRs that I've ever seen, and it really helped me to figure out what it means to set an OKR. So if you think about it, all we want to talk about today is what do you want to do and how do you want to measure it. And the piece that you want to work on is the objective. What you want to achieve is the objective. And how you measure it, those are the key results that we will track to make sure that you've gotten to where you want to go. So I really like this description, and I thought I would add it here because it's extremely simple. You don't have to overthink it. And if you look at a project you're currently working on, if you put it in this format, it becomes very easy to set up an objective and key results. So for example, currently I'm working on an onboarding journey for our agents. So I will probably say something like, I will improve the onboarding journey as measured by how fast and efficient it is to onboard an agent, for example. So I wanted to start us there and then look at also why do we set OKRs. First of all, context matters here. We set OKRs, and I wanted to say that context matters. There are different organizations who do it differently. So I mentioned, for example, I used to work at Sandy, and Sandy didn't have OKRs. We used to have, but right now at Coco, I know I set OKRs with my manager, but I know there are other product managers who also don't do it. Different product managers and different product leaders prefer to measure progress and results in different ways. So currently, my manager and I work using OKRs, and we actually started this year, interestingly. And last year we used to just have conversations about it. So I want to say that context really matters. It is not wrong that you don't do it. It's just different people prefer different ways to scale to whatever countries they want to go to. So you find that in organizations where they all use OKRs from the top to the bottom, there is clarity from top to bottom and bottom to up, because as you measure the key results, the results are also trickled up, and the senior management is also able to see what different teams are working on and how fast or slow they are making progress. So there is a lot of clarity and focus when you have OKRs across the organization. There's also accountability and transparency, because you set very clear objectives and very clear results that can be measured. So if we are scaling into 3 countries, we know we need to get our products running in 3 countries. So for example, at Sandy, we launched in 3 countries in 4 months, I believe. So we did Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, and Uganda. And we were aware that these are the 3 countries that we wanted to work on. So regardless of the strategy that we are using to measure, or the framework we are using to measure, if we were to translate that into OKRs, we would have said that we want to launch in these exact 3 countries, and we need this product to work in these exact 3 countries. So there is transparency in what we are working on, and accountability, because we will go back and say, oh, Nigeria will not work because of this. Cote d'Ivoire will not work because it's a French-speaking nation and our app doesn't speak in French, right? So with that in mind, there is these clear expectations that have been set, and you can start having conversations where you think either you want to make it to the goal or you will get your goals achieved sooner than expected. Then there is agility and adaptability, because most organizations review this every once in a while. So personally, I review my OKRs with my manager every month to make sure that they are still aligned. But I also know there are people who review them on a quarterly basis. So you find that in case anything changes, so let's say maybe there's a market trend that has forced us to change how we approach our customers, I can easily adapt it on my OKR and make sure that my OKRs are in line with what customers in line with what customers want. So let's say, for example, the price of gas has gone down. Does that mean that I need to reduce the price of fuel that we sell? So that constant review of my OKRs enable me to also react to market trends as soon as they change in favor or against the company. Please, if you have a question, feel free to raise your hand and ask.